Shalom. Welcome to Amaka Beké Talk Show, Canada. We thank all our generous viewers, old and new, from across the globe. And we are excited to welcome you all to our brand new segment, Perspectives. The segment Perspectives, as the word says, is reviewing, analyzing, and hopefully problem-solving social yet thought-provoking issues from a personal perspective, of course. Are you ready? Ready to meet our delightful guests? Now, join me and bid a warm welcome to our two returning most lively, intelligent guests, Princess Uju from Atlanta, Georgia. Uju, say hi to our viewers.
Hi, viewers. Good to see you guys again.
Good to see you. Always lovely to have you here. And our other guests, in the person of a handsome gentleman, Evan Phillips from Ontario, Canada.
Hi, welcome back, everyone.
Thank you guys for being with me again. Always a delight to have you. And my honorable self is going to be anchoring this chit chat with all of you, our guests, our viewers from across the globe. My honorable self, your amiable host, Amaka Beké. Now, with no further ado, let's begin. On today's talk show, we are discussing what we call nuggets of living abroad and the mess of living abroad. So, guys, we all live abroad, right? From our birth countries. And that means to say that before we moved up here, we've had a lot of mess about living abroad, from what we thought and what we had around us. Let's begin with Evan. What were some of the mess of living abroad that you had heard before you moved to Canada?
Actually, in my case, there wasn't much that I heard that would discourage one from living abroad back then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was after coming and experiencing for myself that, you find, what the difficulties would have been. I wouldn't say mess, really.
Okay, so there wasn't any voluminous expectation or like out of this world ideas that was instilled in your head? Okay.
Nah.
That's nice. Better to
By
come
the
with an
time,
open
by
mind.
the time I traveled, I had realized what life is all about. So, expectations.
Okay.
I wouldn't place expectations where I shouldn't. Most of all, them on yourself.
Yeah. Excellent answer. Okay, Uju, how about you?
I mean, I've been in and out of abroad before I finally settled down here. And I remember my first time visiting UK. It was about running the red light, which I can comfortably run in Nigeria with no police disturbing me. And if police come to like, hey, why do you run this red light? I mean, that can take me only 1,000 naira to, that is fucking, I'm sorry, excuse my language. You know,
to change the subject.
We change the subject. But then abroad is entirely a different situation. It's entirely world apart. Like everything here is so sensitive. For me, I feel like it's a sensitive society. Leaving Nigeria from a place where we can do any kind of thing and we'll just go free.
Yeah.
We can't try that here. So it's entirely world apart. And to me, I always use the word sensitive. It's a sensitive society. Every little thing matters. Everything counts here.
Yeah, I agree. But then now that you live here, what are some of the mess that people you know back home still kind of put on you?
I mean, anything, the general thing about the understanding about people that lives down back home, they think that there are trees that grow money, that once you're abroad, definitely from the back of your house, you can always plug money in, send it back home. That's just the notion. That's just the mentality everyone has. Yeah, because I've had cases like that where my cousins and my siblings calls me and like, they're trying to do something with someone, and the person is going to tell them, why you behaving like you don't have money, but you have a sister that lives abroad, you have a brother that lives abroad. And so meaning that the brother and the sister that lives abroad, they don't have problem.
Yeah.
They can always go to the back of their house and plug the money and fling it to Nigeria.
They have excess of it. I guess they don't care. They don't care where the money comes from.
Yeah, so they really don't understand that it's really tough here. Just once you find yourself here, first is just like the sensitive part of it. You need to start learning their culture.
Yes.
Everything here is entirely different. Like I said, it's entirely world apart.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff you can do in Africa and it doesn't really matter here. They are very sensitive. Everything counts. Everything. Yeah. In Africa, I can fight somebody comes to my house and try any, excuse my language, try any shoe with me. Try any shoe with me. You know, the person in Nigeria will not even cross my door. But in America, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Your police come, they're going to charge you misdemeanor, they're going to charge you all kind of charges, and you'll be like, but this person came to my house to fight me. They don't care. So it's entirely world apart.
I think they would care if the person should come to your place, because that's trespassing, especially if you have asked them to leave.
Sometimes it doesn't work that way. Trust me. I mean,
unless the table turns at some point, but you have a right to stop and protect. I mean, stop anyone from trespassing and protect your
So in that case, you should be forced to call 911. Don't let them be the one to call.
Oh, is that so? Okay, different strokes for different folks. I'm not very familiar about that, even here in Canada, but I bet it will be about the same thing. Evan, so now that you live in Canada, how much of the mess do your people put on you?
Basically, it's all the same. But, you know, my response, you know, like some of us will ensure that the expectations that is placed on us is realized. Some of us will do that. And I do, but I'm not going to jeopardize my life here for their expectation. You know, I will try to see to it that somebody is comfortable if I can, but not at the expense of my life here, because a branch does not survive without the tree.
Yeah.
Or the tree does not survive without the root.
Yeah.
So you first have to just ensure that your foundation is strong before you actually, do other people's expectations.
You're such a good guy, Evan. You should be my cousin.
I try.
Yeah, Evan, let me just add something here. You spoke well, very clear, but the truth still remains that we are family-oriented people, we Africans.
Yeah.
There's no time we want to eat or want to make sure we have in excess and we don't want to like ship back home. We don't do that. We don't even need anybody to remind us that this is what we need to, especially my kind of person. All right?
Yeah, true.
I believe that if I'm opportune to do better, so why can't I grow the network of my network so that people around me, they'll be okay too. And then we all also know that we're from somewhere. We have a root. Yeah. Okay. So we also have to make sure that we water that our root. Is very, very important. But where it becomes so abusive is where they feel like whatever you give them is meager. They feel like whatever you give them is meager, is not enough. You should be able to do more.
You should do more
at your own expense.
Yeah, it's the entitlement.
So, but then because they haven't been, they're not here. So it will be difficult for them to understand. But you keep educating them and trying to enlighten them that it's entirely a different school of thought. It's entirely world apart. It's really not what you think, because we're going to mix up with the white-skinned people. That doesn't mean that we pluck the money from the tree. We pay literally everything. Everything. The only thing I don't know, or sometimes I feel like the only thing I'm sure we don't pay for is our life. And one day we're going to pay for our life right there at the cemetery.
It's the air. The air.
Living it is paying for it, you know.
Living the air, sometimes I feel like the part of
the air. Living
so crazy.
But you're right. You're quite right. You know, you have to communicate and teach. Because if you don't do that, then they're
They
not
don't
going to,
understand.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
they're not going to
because
know.
we really lack communication ethics in Africa, especially
Because
Nigeria.
we are, yeah, you know
Yeah.
the thing, we are high context
We,
society.
yeah,
So we
somewhat believe in
communicate.
assumption. I want
There's
to
a lot
assume
of,
that,
yeah,
okay,
there's a
assume
lot
she
of
should have enough.
omitted, yeah, there is usually a lot of omitted things, omitted words and phrases and analysis. We don't communicate in full. We're in high context. So for the most part, we expect you to fill in the gap. We expect you to understand. You know, we say one thing and we mean a whole lot of things, but we don't say everything as we mean it. I mean, I've seen my communication skills, would I say change or improve since living here? Because no, like generally people who were born here, grew up here, or grow up here, they don't understand the things you say unless you say those things. You know, they can't interpret your feelings. You know, our culture is more of the silent culture. We communicate with our feelings, with our emotions. You know, sometimes with our moods. We communicate. We expect you to understand. We expect you to get it. Just look at me and understand that I'm stressed out.
Assumption.
Yeah. But here, no, they tell you, I'm stressed. You know, I've never used to say, I've never had to say to someone that I'm stressed out until I came to Canada. You know,
That's right.
yes, our culture back home is usually, you know, someone says, how are you doing? You say, I'm fine. Are you sick? You're
And it is well.
fine.
And the word, it is well. Everything is, it is well. Even when it's not well, it is well. Yeah.
Well, that's the
Talking
religious,
about that,
religious part
talking
of
about
it.
that, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you guys what happened. About a month ago, a friend of mine was going through depression, all right?
Yeah.
And she's a Nigerian. And as she went to meet her friend, that I went to the hospital and I was diagnosed of this. And her friend, immediately she mentioned that depression. Her friend said, close your mouth. Close, don't let anybody hear that.
In the US?
In the US, he said, don't let anybody hear that. And no, she's been here for more than 15 years. And then she said,
to close your mouth,
don't
to shut your mouth. For
he
what?
said, don't ever say you're depressed, because one, is going to get on your record. Number two, how would other people feel? What are they going to say?
Why do you
And when
care
she
about
said
other
that
people?
to me, and when she said that to me, I said, you know what? Living Nigeria does not mean that Nigeria is out of your system. So it means that she still have that Nigerian mentality inside of her. What people will say, it's not about you. No, don't mortgage how you are feeling, your happiness or whatever, how you feel. Don't mortgage it. Say the way it is so you can get help. So it's just the environment we're coming from. Environment, it is well. It is well. Even when all is not well, it is well. I mean, what can we do? The best we can do is just, since we're out here, to see how we can learn from them, learn their culture, learn things that will be useful, and see how we can, especially that of communication ethics, like we said, we really lack that. Our people really lack that. That's why it's always easy for us to assume. There's always assumption.
Filling in the gaps.
Even when you're not in that, even when you don't know how that person feels.
Yeah.
That's literally that.
Evan, you want to add to what Princess has said so far?
Oh no, I wouldn't want to disturb such a perfectly worded statement. I wouldn't touch it. I had to agree with Princess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think on the math part also, there's the maybe kinds of jobs that people do abroad. What has come across you? What has been said to you so far in terms of relating to jobs or work, and either what kinds of jobs there are and what job do you do and hours of work? Has there been any such impressions taken from people who are back home who haven't experienced abroad?
Well, I don't think that's the first thing that they wonder about.
Yeah.
You know, they're not aware of the jobs that are being done here unless stories are told to them.
Yeah.
They more focus on the fact that you are doing well because they are going to assume that since we're here, we're all doing well.
Mm.
I mean, and that does not depend on the kind of job that you have to do. You know what I'm saying? They don't see you going to work. They see you with a paycheck,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm.
So the concern isn't
So,
about what you do.
yeah,
At the end of the week, how much you got.
you're right. And you see, that's also why Uju was stressing on the idea that they actually think that it's easy to make money around here, because it never occurs to them what kind of jobs we do. It's not the part that they care about.
And some of that blame is to be placed on us because when we go back to where we are from, our respective countries, we don't go back and make it. We try to look successful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In some
Mm-hmm.
cases, even better
To
than
Make the
we
list.
are
yeah,
doing. So,
Yeah.
so some of that fault is ours. And
true.
when they see us, they see a side of us that we don't live here.
It's true.
Understand?
Wow.
So
That
sometimes
is absolutely
it's our
true.
fault.
That is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely true. Because
I
I
have
can,
I have had experience
yeah,
person back home. Said the person said something to me, like so maybe they were asking for something. I don't quite remember.
yeah.
Or maybe it was somebody else, and the person wasn't able to do it. And do you hear what my countryman said to the person? What kind of Canada dry this? You know what kind of Canada dry? Canada dry.
No.
Don't have no money, and that's not the expectation. You know
Oh, yeah. So
that is a
now,
brand.
yeah, you are evaluated slash valued based on what you drive. And how could you not be able to do this when you drive such a big car? My
No,
goodness.
not drive, dry, DRY.
Dry.
Drive.
Canada
Okay.
dry,
Yeah. Canada dry.
dry, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not, the person expect that you would be able to do whatever they desire. And
Yeah.
if you're not able to, then you're met with, oh, you're a Canada dry.
Is that so?
It's sarcasm, but it's cruel.
Are you serious? Oh, now they have a word for us.
I
Yeah,
mean, but it's like that
You're
also
Canada
in
dry.
Nigeria. It's like that also in Nigeria. Because
Wow.
there's a place in Enugu. So they call that place Malaysian estate. So if you call, I remember some years back, I went to it like 2019, I was going to buy property. And
Oh.
then the guy first asked me, where do you live? I said, I live in USA. I said, those USA people is always, wow, they can afford to buy property within that Malaysian estate. I said, why? He said, if it's Malaysian boys, when you tell them about problem, if you are like when they're abroad, you call them, you tell them about something, like there's a problem, they'll be like, it's okay, drop your account number. But if it's those American people, they will be telling you, wow, wow, everything will end in wow. They're not going to give you anything. So even when it comes to property, they will price and price and price. And I was watching this guy telling me
That
this
is so
story.
interesting.
I said, okay, it's okay. I guess I'm already part of wow people right now. So take me to where I can meet, where wow people can afford. So they're very good at assessing people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah. That
goodness, this
assessment,
one got
that
me.
assessment is a precondition, you know. It's just that you're expected to because you are abroad.
Yeah.
Oh no, this
So
is
sometimes
crazy.
when you tell them that it's not
You know,
easy here, because I remember my first job here, when I first moved down here, was working at a warehouse. And I worked there for like 4 weeks. And every day I go to that job, coming back, crying, driving. I have to drive like 25 miles
Oh,
and work 12 hours shift. In
really?
my first day there, I had to call the supervisor. I asked them, why do you guys still practice modern day slavery? How can somebody stand up for like 12 hours? It's not good. And she asked me, is this your first job? I say, yes. How long have you been in America? I say, like 8 months. She said, you get used to it. I said, no, I'm never going to get used to this kind of job. And I came back that day. I got on system. I was typing, what job can pay me $70 per hour? what job can pay me $60 per hour? And I got to realize that those jobs will require certification. It will require, you have to like upgrade.
Education and certification, yeah.
All right. So because even when it comes to education, if you tell them here, oh, that this is your qualification in Africa, they still have to reevaluate it. Okay. Yeah. And they won't even place you on that.
No.
So I went through all that, and I remember telling my siblings that, would you believe that if I were to be in Nigeria, I would never work in a warehouse. But in America here, I worked here, and I stood up for like 12 hours, and they were even timing me, like everything, like you have to meet up with this target within an hour, within this. And myself was like, does it really matter? After all, the money is coming. So they don't even want to pay attention that you yourself, you're not finding it easy with that job.
They don't care how much you can take.
They don't care. It's all about let the paycheck comes, and
what they're looking at is the end, that the money comes. Yes.
Yeah.
The money comes when it's someone else's situation that they are talking about. How about them coming to do it? Do they think they can? And by the way, is that the only stress we have living abroad?
A lot.
There's the bill part of it. There's the lack of sleep. Have you slept as well as you used to sleep before you moved up here?
Oh, no.
Yeah, you can't. You can't have like the downtime, you know? You can't have the, like you lose all that. How about entertainment? How much television do you watch? How many shows do you know? How many things do you ever follow? We have all the series that. People don't even watch those things. People could barely even watch the news. How much news do we see on a daily? All the time we are checking our time when we're walking. We're driving, we're looking at the time.
Or closer to your heart. You have a spouse sometimes. How often do you see your spouse?
How often do you see them?
Yeah. Sometimes you're coming in, she's going out. Going out, you're coming in. So yes,
it's crazy.
There's some stress.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And that is why I bet you usually towards end of every month, I can bet you that 50 to 55% of people, their blood pressure goes very high.
Absolutely. Absolutely. People who never had certain health condition develop it living abroad.
Yeah, real
They do.
fast.
Yes. And we don't know if they would have had these problems if they didn't move abroad. But abroad, one way or the other, aggravates someone's,
too much pressure.
There's too much pressure from the system, you know, that aggravates everything in you and could really cause a lot of health challenges. Have you guys heard about certain people that sometimes pass away coming home from work, or not waking up from sleep after they've gone to work and come back?
I mean, it
happened. I hear some of these cases in the US, some of these cases in London, UK, where there's this woman, they said, I think a couple years ago, she was coming home from work. She probably worked the night shift. And so she was riding the transit, getting home. And on getting to the last bus stop, everyone alighted the bus. So I guess the bus driver had to like do a quick check to be sure no one left their belongings or whatnot. And this lovely lady was, thought, she was thought to be sleeping. So they tried to wake her up. She had died.
That's it.
What did you think killed her? That was stress. She couldn't rest. She could have been resting, but the bills or the financial demand from back home wouldn't let her rest. So she couldn't even rest. She needed to rest. Her body had, tired up.
Yeah,
her body had taken so much.
That could have been,
She probably knew she was sick and couldn't even spare the time to go see a doctor.
No, and she couldn't spare the time to go see the doctor. She couldn't even spare the time to take a rest.
Yeah,
some of the things that cause us sickness is lack of rest. Is the lack of rest and worries.
Yeah, so true.
And then someone back home thinks that they can handle you. How are you sure you can handle it? Have you been here? Have you seen it? Most people live paycheck to
crazy.
paycheck. The money is coming, the money is leaving. 24 hours, 48 hours, everything gone. You pay your house rent, you pay your water bill, you pay your electricity bill, you pay car notes sometimes, or you buy
Insurance, life
you pay car
insurance,
insurance,
health insurance, retirement funds,
retirement.
trash, you pay for the trash too, water bill.
Yeah,
You usually pay for
mortgages.
everything.
We have to pay for
I
everything.
pay for credit cards.
Yes, credit card bills, line of credit.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Last year we lost a colleague of mine. So we did 12-hour shift, and working in the hospital is also very tedious.
Yeah.
So, and usually we will have like 1 or 2 people to carpool. So her carpool guy woke up that morning. Usually they always meet at the receptionist, the lobby, right? The hotel lobby.
Yeah, the lobby, yeah.
So the guy called the receptionist that morning to call her room, because he called and she wasn't picking her call. So the receptionist now called her room, and she didn't pick. Usually she gets down like 5:45 every morning. And they quickly went upstairs, knocked, nothing. They rang the bell, nothing.
They had to break the door.
And they had to break the door.
Oh no.
Only to find out that the girl, she slumped and she was gone.
Why is it always a she? Although I've heard of a he.
It's always.
He got into a car crash. He got into a car crash. He had done, I don't know how many hours, but he worked all night as well. And then his shift was done and he was coming home early in the morning, and he wasn't, of course, we know, he wouldn't be so bright early in the morning. And he got into a car crash because he was sleeping. He literally fell asleep. He got into a car crash and he died.
Crazy.
It's sad. It's sad.
Indeed.
It's the life. It's what we have to pay for life here.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So life isn't free for us here. It's costly.
And then after the person passes away, there's always the GoFundMe that is launched because the family can't even afford the funeral. That is the most painful part. That after this person has given all their time working, not taking a rest, not taking a break, not eating what they feel like eating, going to places they feel like going. Most people don't take a vacation. Some people haven't been out of that city that they live in since they came. Some people haven't changed accommodation, like living environment. They haven't changed their rent, their rent. Yeah, they haven't changed homes. They stay in one place. Some people's life haven't improved so much. Besides having food to eat and enough money to pay the bills just to get by, and then they pass away, and the families have to launch a GoFundMe to be able to give them a funeral. And sometimes, sadly enough, they leave little kids behind who are not going to grow up without this one parent and have to suffer maybe through their lives to have something. Abroad isn't easy, guys. If you're watching us from outside of Canada, US, Europe, any part of the world, know this for sure. If you want to move up here, be very ready. I know some people are not designed to live abroad. They can't walk fast. They can't do anything speedily. They can't even wake up from the bed. You can't wake up when you want. You wake up as early as can be. You can't, sometimes we don't even have a shower before we dash out to work. You get up quickly, freshen up, you get out. You come back from work before you're able to have a shower. Am I stating the facts? And another thing is, how much time do we even have to party? Do we ever have social events? Hardly, though. How often do we have social events? As unlike when we're back home. Back home in Nigeria, especially, every weekend there is always something. If it's not a funeral, it's baby dedication, or it's baby shower, or it's marriage.
Housewarming, engagement, everything.
Engagement.
Or you just bought a new car, you got to celebrate.
Yeah, bought a new car. Or hanging with friends. You have that time to hang out. And again, how about the weather? What was the shocker for you? Would you moving abroad and dealing with the weather?
Like I said, I could say that I'm already used to the weather before I moved down here. Because before I came to live here, I've literally spent a lot of time in Europe, and I still can't compare. I spent winter in one of the Scandinavian country. That's Norway.
Oh wow,
So
that would be
yes, Norway, and
frigid.
also I've spent a couple of winters in UK too.
That
So
means you
living in
like it.
America, I wasn't expecting something different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, you like the cold weather.
No, I'm not. No, I don't like
you
cold
don't?
weather.
Okay.
Anyway. I still have to deal with that
Oh yeah.
because I always say that if I have my way, once you get a winter, I don't want to work.
Yeah.
If I have my way, I'll just go to Africa and after
it's
that, I
usually
come
a
back.
depressing season.
Yeah, I really don't like cold. I don't like cold. Yeah.
How about you, Evan? What did you think about the weather? Was it a shocker?
Not
Was
really.
it easy to deal with? Was it easy to
Yes,
embrace?
it was mildly shocking because you've never felt it before, but
Yeah.
not surprised. You've heard stories,
Yeah.
you've seen stuff,
Yeah.
but I'm not disappointed with it at all because where we are here in Ontario, it's we have mild winters. You know, there are days
Yeah.
when
True. True.
really cold, but it's not
In
consistent.
comparison. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not consistently cold and freezing. You know,
Yeah.
like places are. And why it doesn't bother me that much is that if it's cold outside, I try to be inside. Yes.
He ain't dealing with you.
Yeah. Once it's cold out there, you know, if I don't have to be out there, then I'm
Yeah.
inside where it's warm. Yeah. And funny enough, summertime is is the miserablest time for me.
Really?
Yeah, people say
Why
about
so?
Jamaica, but yeah, I don't like this heat and sweat.
Oh, really?
Just miserable.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
me.
to be honest, I am a warm-blooded person, so I can handle. Listen, put me in an oven all day long. I won't
Yeah.
complain. I'm telling you.
Oh gosh, no,
I
no.
would. I feel like being in an oven. I have options. I can eat some ice. I can choke down a gallon of cold water. I can turn on the air conditioner. I could take off my clothes. Like
Oh, okay.
literally
Please
about
don't.
anything I could cope.
But that's not coping because you are doing things not to be hot. So
Well, I'm doing things to manage it because I don't want to complain. You know, like I'd rather be in the oven as opposed to be in the winter. That's how much I can take the heat.
well, one extreme to the other. That's not. I don't want to go to any extremes with weather. Like I
Well,
was in the middle.
yeah, again, but you
And I
know,
mean,
that's
don't get me wrong when I said I don't
yeah,
like it hot. I don't want to be freezingly cold.
right, either.
You know what
Yeah.
I
So
mean?
spring
I
is
want to
pretty
find a
much,
ground where I'm comfortable. You know, an
yeah,
area I'm
yeah.
comfortable with. Middle ground, so to speak.
But life is never like that. Life is
Yeah.
never balanced. Some people will say work-life balance. Is there anything such as that? That's what everyone keeps
You have to
striving for.
find it. You have
We
to
always
make
Yeah,
it.
strive for that.
life is never balanced, but you also have to find a balance.
Yes.
Yeah, find a way to balance it. Just like we're talking about over here, we don't have social life and all that. There are people who have taken it upon themselves and say, you know what? I know I got to pay bill, but at the same time, I got to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Me first.
Yeah.
All right. So at the end of the day, it's something you need to make up your mind to decide what you want.
Yes.
Do I have to do all this and die, or do I have to do this to prolong my life? Because sometimes we want to look at it that our problem is not solvable. We're going to continue to solve that problem, but find a way to balance it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, both in the weather, both in the social part of life, both in the job part of it, it has to be balanced.
Handle it.
Compromise.
Yes.
Compromise, balance. Yeah. Make compromise and balance. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Uju, for your contributions. We've come to the end of this segment. Stick around for more. Thank you, viewers, for stopping by. Thank you to our beautiful and honorable subscribers. Please continue to subscribe, share our content. We're inviting new subscribers to our channel and keep stopping by. We have great content coming to you every damn week. One love from Ontario, Canada. Shalom is Amaka Beké, your amiable host.
Bye, guys.